Hi everybody, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're fine. I'm fine, thank you. Welcome to Scotch Kitchen. Let's prepare something. Let's prepare some meal. Before we actually do, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to share this video really quick, and then we can get on with that. So if you bear with me 1 second, I am planning, I think I'm going to move the camera as we go, because I don't know if this is a good angle for you guys to be able to see everything. Yeah, so I'm going to start this way, but I'm going to try and put the camera right in front of me here as well. Actually, I think I can start, because anyway, what we are preparing today, we have like some stir fry. So I'm going to do a stir fry. So it is my mixed vegetable. And then I'm using rice noodles. So it's the noodles that is almost like they're very tiny. And then I got some of this sweet chili stir fry sauce. I want to try and use that. And then, as usual, we're going to use our concussion that we've always kept in the freezer. Then after that, or before that, so this is going to be the second part of it. The first part of it is I have some pork loin here. We're going to season it, and then we're going to put it aside. After putting it aside, that is when we're going to do our vegetables. So we're going to start with our pork loins first. And I think when we are doing our pork loin, like just making sure we season our pork loin. I'm going to go through what I'm using to season our pork loin so that you can be able to aware. I'm having some red wine as well. As you can see, bigger glass, the better. So the red wine I'm having, which is one I wanted to try, it's called Coco Loco. Yeah, and it is style round and intense. It is very intense, vanilla and chocolate, and it pairs well with meat and chicken, barbecue chicken. That's what it says. It pairs well with meat, and so spiced meat and barbecue chicken. It's medium, so it's not full bodied, it's medium, but I will let you know it is really strong. Even though the spices, you can feel that it's really intense. If you're not a fan of white wine, I will not advise you to go for that. Red wine, not white. So I have some pork loins here. Then I'm going to use some sugar, golden syrup. I'm going to use coconut oil. I have dark soy sauce here. I have some Worcestershire sauce here as well. So I'm going to use some Worcestershire sauce. And then I have some corn flour here as well. And then the spices I'm going to use, I forgot to open this before we start. So now I'm going to struggle with it. So the spices I'm going to use are ground turmeric. Just bear with me 1 second. The spices, I should have opened this before I started the live video, but I didn't. So we're going to do it together. I hate opening things like that have been sealed as if it's the end of the world. Why don't they just make the way they seal these things so easy for people with small hands like that, like us? So that's a Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to season that, so don't worry. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the camera here so that when I'm seasoning this, everybody can be able to see. This is what I'm going to use for my stir fry. So I'm putting it aside, and then I am going to, come on, let's move. We're going to do a lot of movement, so don't worry about it, my lovely. We're going to do the movement because I want you guys to be able to see. This is a new recipe that I'm trying myself. I've never tried it. I've tried it, but not the way, not using the things that I'm going to use today. So let's move down a bit. So you're going to bear with me today. We're going to do a lot of movement. You don't see me, that's not a problem. I want you to see what we are actually preparing today. So I'm going to go straight up, wash my hands really quick. And so I'm going to dice these ones or slice them in small portions. Then after slicing them in small portions, these are the types of onions I'm going to use. So these shallots, they are the long onions, and then I'm using red onions, and I'm also using white onions. Yes, all those three types of onions have different flavors, and that's what I want to use them. Yes, nothing so special, but they just have different flavors. So the spices I'm going to use are turmeric. So these spices are all available on our website, which is africanscotchkitchen.com. And then we have here curry powder. Then we have garlic, or that's ginger or garlic. So it's garlic and ginger basically. And then we have some coriander. We have some coriander. Here's this is paprika. Never miss paprika. And then coriander. And then I am going to have some black pepper and salt on it. Let me wash my hands again because I touched those spices thingies. So anyway, wipe my hands really quick. So let's get on with it. And we start dicing. We start dicing these loins. So we don't want them to be really tiny. We just want them to be a good, so you strip them. So these are pork loins, straight, and then you can maybe do that portion. So don't make them too small. You just want them, because we want them to cook really, really quick. So we don't want them to be too tiny and we don't want them to be too big. You just want them to be a good size. Yeah. So we're going to be preparing this meal as we go on our head. So you want to dice these ones, all of them in. You can ask your butcher to dice it for you if you don't like dicing, because I know some people don't like dicing. So you can always ask your butcher to help you with this process. But I don't mind doing the process because I prefer to do this myself, because I want to. These are part of the reasons why I cook. I enjoy all this process, from the preparation to actually making sure the food is on the table. It's one of those things that I personally enjoy, and that's why I cook. So if you're not those people who actually enjoy this process, I can advise you, you can ask somebody else to do it for you so that it can be much, much easier. Okay? So what I'm going to do after doing this, I forgot to remove the thing that I wanted to mix this for, but no problem. I'm going to remove that now. And there we are. So there we go. Finished dicing. I'm going to wash this knife really quick. And wash my hands, because I'm going to be touching the spices in a second. Okay, so to make it better and much easier for you guys to be able to see, I'm going to bring this white bowl. I'm going to need something to hold on to it. There you go. That looks much better for you guys to be able to see. And we are going to go ahead and now start seasoning. So I'm going to put all my onions. No, I'm going to do the half of them so that the other half we can use when we're actually cooking. So the onions are going to go in there. Then we're going to go in with our salt. Then I'm going to go in. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open all these ones so that it can be much easier when I'm explaining. So this is turmeric. You need a teaspoon of each one, of each of them. So the pork loins is about 500 grams. And then you need a teaspoon of each of the spices I've just actually explained to go inside this lovely meal. If you want to have, let's say, a kilo or maybe 2 kilos, just double everything. So 500 grams, go with a teaspoon of everything. But then if you're going for a kilo, you start doubling everything up. Yeah, a kilo going up, 2 kilos, you add that. So basically, if you are using a teaspoon for the 500 grams, when you are basically using 1 kilogram, you use more than that. This is black pepper. Okay, let's pick that. Wash. And then next, we are going to go with the dark soy sauce. I tend to just add all this, both the dry and the other spices together at the same time. This is Worcestershire sauce. Be gentle with this because it can be really strong, like really, really sharp. And then I'm going to take some corn flour. But with this corn flour, I just need a really small not that small amount. It's going to be enough. The cornstarch actually helps with, it's a bit sticky and stuff, but it helps with the coating. So if you want it a little bit nice and crispy, because corn flour, this corn flour I'm using is really, really fine. So, but corn flour is always good. If you want your meat, your chicken, or whatever you are cooking to be really nice and how do you call it again? Crispy, use some corn flour. Then on top of that, I'm going to go with my syrup. If you don't have syrup, that's okay. You can use brown sugar. You can use brown sugar on this lovely recipe. Now let's mix. Okay, remember I told you the corn flour is really sticky. Yeah, but that's okay. So just make sure you continue mixing. Mix that baby up completely. I'm going to add a little bit more corn flour in here because it's not as lovely and sticky as I would love it to. I don't know if you would like to make it even more a thicker coat. Maybe you can use egg. I'm not using any eggs on here because I don't think, personally, if you ask me, egg and pork don't go together. But again, that is just my personal opinion. Yeah, I'm sure there are those people who have recipes that they actually use the things together and they actually enjoy doing that. Personally, I don't. I'm going to add a little bit extra of that corn flour. Last spoon. That should be enough now. And then we're going to put this on the side and just let it marinate. Yeah, you see the corn flour is really sticky. So just make sure you mix this up properly so that everything is actually properly mixed up. Onion is good to put some onion on things like this because onion gives it a bit of a lovely flavor. If you want to use garlic and ginger, like fresh garlic and ginger, you can go ahead and use that. But you're going to see when I start cooking this, we already have our lovely mixture of garlic and ginger that I already normally use. So you're going to see that. I am going to show you guys in a second. So there, as you can see, let me move the light a bit closer for, aha, perfect, isn't it? Ah, there you go. That's much better. You can be able to see. So there you go. So we're going to put this aside because we now want to start making our vegetables. So you season your pork loins, and then you put it aside. And then after you put it aside, you start preparing other things so that you can at least give it time to marinate. That's what we are trying to do. So I'm bringing in the pot. I want you guys to be able to see everything today. You don't have to see me, but as long as you're seeing the pot of what we are actually preparing, that's the most important. So now is the time for the stir fry. Yeah, make sure your hob is nice and high. For this stir fry, I'm going to start with my lovely concoction. You remember this concoction? We prepared this a few days, actually more than a week, I think a week ago, and it has oil. So this is the oil that I'm going to use on here. I'm going to try, oh, I actually need a little bit of, I have some coconut oil. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put just a little bit of some coconut oil on here. So I have some coconut oil here. So I'm going to use just a little bit of coconut oil here. But most of that stir fry, I'm going to maintain to use the vegetable oil that is already on the mixture. That should be enough. Just a little bit, because coconut oil as well goes a long way. Yeah, coconut oil goes a long way. Ooh, let me use this today. Yeah, one of these ones. Yeah, okay, so we're going to mix our coconut oil. As you can see, I'm calling it coconut oil, but it is it's just called cooking. Yeah, it's cooking oil. I think it's gone a little bit hard because of the weather. It's a bit cold, yeah, and that's why it's gone a bit hard. So go straight ahead and put this mixture. So in this mixture we have garlic, ginger, red peppers, yellow peppers, green peppers, coriander, thyme, chives, and all that has been chopped nicely, diced nicely, and then put into this container, covered, put in the fridge. You start using it at least after 48 hours. Just as the same spices I use on mixing our lovely pork chop, I'm going to go ahead and use almost the same spices. Why do I feel like this is not right in the center? No, it's this one. There. Okay, now that is color issue. Yeah, we're going to mix that up. This is the time I'm going to go ahead and add my salt as well. So now the only spices I'm going to use here, because we already have our garlic, we have ginger, and we already have a lot of the lovely green seasoning. So I'm not going to use my coriander, I'm not going to use my garlic, I'm not going to use my ginger. I'm just going to use a little bit of curry powder, paprika, and turmeric. Those are the only 3 spices that I'm going to use on this lovely meal here. Okay? So it looks like it's forming, it's making like a foam because of the coconut oil, which is okay. You shouldn't be worried about that. So I want this thing to be super hot. Then after that, that's when I'm going to go straight and I'm going to start adding my stir-fried mixed vegetable. Here we have our vegetable. Really nice and green, very nice and healthy. Yeah. So let me have a sip of my wine. Straight. That should be okay. Going to go in with my mixed vegetable. We like vegetable here. We like vegetable here, so we go all in. Yeah. You mix it. You need your, if you're doing a stir fry, you need your vegetable to be just nice and crunchy. We are not overcooking this. That's why it's called a stir fry. Stir fry means high heat, cook very, very quick. That's what it actually means. That's why you are stirring and you're frying it really quick. Yeah? So I'm going to stir it. As you can see, I'm definitely stirring. I just feel like this, I know it's not the right spoon to use, but I just like it because I feel it's fancy. You can use the right spoon if you wish, but for me, I'm going to use this one today. My heart wants this one. So we go in with our spices. Turmeric. Remember, a teaspoon is the policy, right? Next, paprika. Paprika, you can go wild. We love paprika. We go wild. If you have chili, this is the time you put your chili. But we're not putting any chili because His Majesty and all the majesties in this house are not eating chili, apart from the Duchess only. Okay? So, not a problem. We're going to continue mixing this up. Look how lovely that is already. The color of the spices are already showing inside there, and that's exactly what we want. Yeah, continue mixing up all this lovely vegetable. God, it looks amazing. I'm going to add a little bit of salt because I didn't feel, I tested it. I tasted 1 or 2 that were falling on there, and I just felt that I didn't have the that I was looking for. Okay? Look how lovely that is. Just make sure you mix this properly so that all your vegetables are mixed with the spices properly. Yeah? That is what you should have so far. You can see that. So, the rice noodles, yeah? Yeah, now you can actually be able to see it. Are you seeing it's called rice noodles because it's really, like, really nice and small and flaky? Yes? It only takes 2 minutes to cook this. So, we're going to make sure our vegetable cooks for another few seconds. Yeah? Let's do another mix. And that should be okay. Yeah, that should be okay. So now next, we are going to start adding our rice noodles. this can just be a straight meal, the rice noodles and the the stir-fried vegetables that I've just done. You don't have to have it with the lovely pork loins the way we are having it with lovely pork loins. We're feeling like having some meat because yesterday we didn't have any meat, but it's not a sin. If you don't like any meat, you're vegan, you're vegetarian. This is the part where your journey ends, basically, after you've done this mix. Oh, I got the right thing now for the noodles. This is the right thing that you're supposed to be using. Don't ask me the name. Speak to Siri, Google. They will tell you exactly how it's called. And you want to use it to mix your rice noodles together with your mixed vegetable. It actually just does the job. Look, when you're picking, you can pick with it. Yeah, you see different people using it for different things, but for noodles, it's just perfect. Yeah. So when this is still concurring, we're going to go with our dark soy sauce, just a little, and Worcestershire sauce. You hear me for pronouncing this? It's even more interesting. And then don't forget our sweet chili. Now is when we're going to go in there with it. Okay, I'm not going to go with all of it because we are having the, how do you call it again? We are having the pork loins and it has golden syrup. I'm gonna turn off our hob because this is done already and we don't want it to be slimy. Yeah? So, a quick taste of our creation to just make sure it's definitely done. Ooh. Woo. It's nice. I know you can't see my face, but just know it's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, mixed vegetable with rice noodles. We've cooked that one. Let's put this aside. Give me 1 second. We put that aside and then we make our main vavavoom. So our main vavavoom, which is our pork is going to go straight with, sip your wine. That wine actually, it can really be good for cooking. Whew. Whew. I think I'm gonna use it for cooking. It's really strong. And it's not full-bodied. So you need your coconut oil. Sorry guys, I was talking to myself there for a second and I forgot you guys are even here. So anyway, be generous with your coconut oil on here because we're going to deep fry, shallow fry. I don't know how you want to call it. Just a little frying. That's what we're going to do here with our lovely pork. Yeah, we're going to fry it a little bit. Yes. So you need your coconut oil. Not too much. We are deep, shallow frying. It's not going to be so deep. As you can see that's all you need. And I'm using a wok. This is what I would have used to prepare my stir fry, but I wanted to use it specifically for this one, yeah? For this concoction that I'm using. Oh, another thing about coconut oil. Coconut oil burns quick. It's already smoking, yeah? Coconut oil burns quick. So we're going to go straight with our pork loins and it's going to go inside there. Yeah, you're wondering why isn't it not sizzling? Because I turned the heat a little bit down because the oil was already smoking when I started doing this, which is okay. So everything has gone in now. Wash my hands really quick. And you can hear that lovely sizzling there, which is good. And you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use one of these to turn my pork around. I'm going to leave it a little bit for it to be sizzling even faster than the way it is. Yes, the coconut oil was hot, but because it burns quickly, yes, it was hot enough to start cooking, which is good, but it is not, you know, when you use other oils, like let's say olive oil, it will have been now continue sizzling and stuff, yeah? This one is just taking, coconut oil takes its time. It burns quickly, but after burning, when you start cooking, it actually like chills out. It's just like, listen mate, I am not in a hurry. I'm going to do my thing the way I can. Continue turning your pork loins the way I am actually doing here. Yep, that's perfect. Give it a few minutes. You can see, if you just leave it for a few minutes inside there and turn it around, you actually are able to see it's actually cooking. Yes, those dark circles are good because it actually cooks. It's cooking. So when it's cooking, I am going to move around a few things. Let me rinse this off quickly because we will need it in a second. And I need to clean my surface. Oopsie daisy, sorry. Let's clean our surface really quick. This and that. Do the turning again. You can see that it's actually cooking, which is good. Can you see that? Oh yes, you can. And it looks really amazing. Yeah? Because of the corn flour, it actually, you can see it's actually sticking, which is good. We want that. That is good. Yeah, we want that for our pork loins. Continue turning it. And I want to sprinkle a little bit of garlic, and I'll sprinkle a little bit of ginger on here. I want to smell that lovely aroma. I'm smelling it, but I want it to even be more when it's frying. Oh, I love that. Are you seeing what's happening? Yeah, because we are using coconut oil, it's bubbling away. That's how quickly it's burning, which is good. We want that for that. That's amazing. If you want to deep fry this, you can go ahead and use like so much oil and deep fry it. I didn't use so much oil because anyway, pork has oil, or their own oil, and I didn't want to suffocate it in more oil or drown it in more oil, and that's why I chose to do it like this. We're not finished cooking, so be patient. The interesting part is still coming. I know you're wondering, when do we use the other onions? We're going to use them in a second. So first of all, we just make sure that everything is actually cooking. I love this. Give it a few more minutes for the pork to cook. The whole idea of you turning it is because we don't want it to stick. Because we use corn flour, it will stick. But because we don't want it to stick so much. Okay, so if you are able to see this, it's actually not, it's partially cooked. Not 100% cooked, it's partially cooked. So the next thing, I'm going to remove my pork and then I'm going to put it on this bowl. Yeah, you thought I was going to just brown it there and that's it. No. That was partially, we started, that's when we just starting to cook. Get your whole concoction. Turn off my hob for a second because I need the rest of my pork inside there. Okay, I need to use something else. I need to get all my pork. Are you seeing the way the thingy was sticking? How do you call it? The coconut oil. Get one of this and pour the rest inside there. Yeah. Turn back your hob. And we just need a little bit of that coconut oil back inside there. Just a little bit. Not too much of it. Yeah, we need all this flavor. I don't want to use, you know, the metal thingy. So, now, after you've done that, we're going to bring in all our onions. And apart from our onions, we're going to come in with our concoction. Make sure we are draining off that oil. We don't need that oil. We already have enough oil here. You can see that. Mix this baby up. Get all those lovely flavors there. Then bring in our lovely pork in there. This can be amazing with the garlic. This can be amazing with the garlic. So anyway, mix your pork here with all these lovely ingredients now. All the onions, all the juiciness, the bell peppers, the herbs are all here. Okay. Now we're going to let our pork cook for a second. Meanwhile, I'm going to go in with my turmeric. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of my turmeric there, and I'm also going to go in with my paprika. Oh, this lamp is really, really hot. Yeah? And then we're going to let this simmer. The salt is not enough there. Add your salt. Perfect. And ladies and gentlemen, our food is almost done. Don't forget our lovely mixed vegetable. So I'm going to let this pork cook. When it's cooking there for a few minutes, let's just cover it. I am going to get my serving plate so that we can go ahead and start doing some serving. I don't know if you can move. Voila. I'm going to show you how we serve this lovely meal. So you're going to have your rice noodles at the bottom there. Push that in. We just tend to wipe the plate because we can. But you have your rice noodles. You can see that. Then we're going to have our pork in there. So I'm going to leave that there and put that away. Another minute and the pork is going to be done. Meanwhile, I'm just going to put some few things away. Not much. Back here. Back here. Where is the thing? Look at that. Look at that. Guys, sorry. I forgot that I turned you guys around. That lovely form is because we used our coconut oil. As you can see, are you seeing it's charring? That's exactly what we want. We want that char. And also because we use the syrup. Yeah? So it's sticky. And also the corn flour. That should be good to go now. So I'm going to turn off my hob, and that's how it looks. That's our final production. And bear with me guys 1 second. I have to put something there before I put my plate because my plate will break because it's hot here. So we put our plate here. I hope you're able to see that. Yes, you should be able to see that. And then get your lovely pork, and the pork goes right in the middle there. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our lovely creation. I don't know how you want to call it, but I'll just call it rice noodle, mixed vegetable, and sweet pork. Can you see that? Look at that. It looks amazing. I don't know if this is doing it as much justice as, come round. I think I can be able to flip this. Look at that. So that is our creation. That is what we've actually created today. So I'm going to flip back the camera and put you guys back there for you guys to be able to see our creation. So guys, it's Friday o'clock and I hope you've actually enjoyed that quick meal. You can actually do this for yourself, you can do it for your family, and it can be something you really enjoy. For me, I am definitely going to enjoy it with some wine. So you can have it with some red wine. You can have it with this. That's the name of the red wine that I'm going to have this lovely meal with, because it's good with meat. And if you're having, you can do the same recipe I've just done with the pork. Pardon me, instead of using pork, you can go ahead and use chicken. You can use chicken instead of using pork. but it can still go together. So what did I say? Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I'll see you again for more lovely videos like this, where you can see our lovely creation. All our spices are available on our website, which is africanscotchkitchen.com. You're going to be able to find all the spices I tend to use here, because I use only Scotch Kitchen organic spices. I don't use any other spices. I try to not to use any other spices, yeah? If you want to order meals, the number is 07851 401189. I got it. If you want to send us an email, the email address is contact@africanscotchkitchen.com or scotchkitchen@icloud.com. Those are the two emails. Those are the only two emails you can get us with. That said, I'm going to continue sending information about where we are and things like that. We are open from Wednesdays to Saturdays. If we don't have an event, you can always call us and pre-order your meal, and we will be able to sort it out for you. That said, I hope you have a lovely evening. Take care of yourself and be kind. All in all, that is our lovely creation for today. Have a lovely day. Auf Wiedersehen, have a lovely evening, and cheers to many more of these. Bye-bye.